Hey guys, I'm just going to show you guys a quick little, I guess tutorial or like how-to video, but this is going to be part of the extras because of the fact that I've already filmed the show and tell video for this week and I'm dyeing my bangs today. I have an interview, so I'm trying to spruce my hair up a little bit, and being Valentine's Day next week, I'm going with like reds and pinks and all kinds of funky different hues. So like I said previously in one of my other videos, I use Manic Panic. I love this product because it's a vegan product and because of the fact that it washes out, washes off surfaces and your hands really easily. There's only a couple of the colors that really do stain your skin, so yeah, I just also love how long it stays in my hair. Not everybody seems to have the same luck as I do. It generally rinses out of your hair within 2 weeks. Again, some people it's less than that. Myself, this has been in my hair for literally months. So it just tends to fade over time, and then I'll sometimes just, like I'm going to do today, I'm just going to apply it right over this. Like I have bleached it a couple weeks back, and I'm just going to go right over it. Some people can't do that. I seem to be fairly lucky, thank the heavens above, I guess. So, things you'll need. A comb to obviously separate the strands of hair. You'll need a colorist brush to apply the color itself. It just makes things a lot faster and a lot easier, rather than like using your fingers or some craziness like that. For those of you that don't want to get it all over your hands, gloves are always great. I use the reusable gloves to save the environment a little bit. You'll also need foils. So that's obviously to apply the color. You'll put it underneath the strand, similar to how you would see the colorist doing it in the salon. You put the foil first, apply the strand of hair over, use the brush to apply the color, and then I usually fold it each side, left to right, and then I flip it up. That way I can flip it over and kind of like flatten it to my head, and that way it's out of the way for me to continue my coloring process. And then today I have a clip in my hair, so I won't really need this, but you guys will need a clip. Again, it doesn't really matter what kind of clip, any clip will do. So I'm gonna try and set this down somewhere here so that I can show you guys how I do this. Perfect. So, and don't mind the fan, guys. I'm really sorry. When the light goes on, so does the fan. The joys of living in an apartment. Okay. So, one great thing about this Manic Panic product as well is that you can apply it over the dark parts and it will still give some color, it just won't be as prominent. So, I don't want to get too much of the being a little difficult this morning. Okay, so bring all this junk forward. Okay, so you want to make sure that everything's kind of tucked in elsewhere. So maybe I will use that clip just to keep those little pieces back. Okay, and one other thing I usually don't use, and today I'm going to only because I know that I'm probably going to get it all over my nice shirt. Use a towel, or if you have one, a cape. You can buy them very inexpensively at the pharmacy. And then usually, you know what? Normally I have two of these guys. I don't know where the other one went, but just clip it there. I'll just keep that in the back. Okay, so this is the fun part, because you have to decide and figure out where you're going to want your colors to be and sit and hang out, because you don't want it to be like a color block or anything like that either. I mean, some of you might. Personally, I don't want to. So I'm gonna start with Fuchsia Shock. I haven't used this one before, so just gotta open it up here. Okay, so yeah, Fuchsia Shock is the darkest one, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go in kind of like a color wheel fashion. Because I'm using 6 colors today, I'm going to go kind of darkest to lightest to apply the color. Okay, that's good enough, sorry. Bless me. Okay, just throw that out. And it's preferable if you can use a towel that you don't mind ruining a little bit. Okay, so I always like to start out by getting 1 or 2 foils out of the packaging. So that way you're not kind of fiddling around. Okay, so you take your first foil. And you place it beside you so that it's ready to go, and you can just kind of grab it once you need it. And I'm just going to show you guys how I do the first color, because I tend to have to like rinse my brush and wash my hands and then go on to the next color. So I'm not going to bore you guys with every single color. So I'll just do one, and then you'll kind of see how it goes. So I want to separate it into 6 equal parts. So I'm going to make sure 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you push that over to the side for now while you're doing this strand. And if you guys can notice, there's my roots and then there's the bleached parts. It's okay if you get a little bit up on the root part, but try and stay only within the bleached part. If you get it too close to your roots, you're obviously going to dye your head a little bit, and it just ends up looking quite silly. But it really isn't the end of the world, it will wash out. So place the foil. And sometimes it is hard to see, but it is manageable. And then you take your color, and you take your brush. And some people like to put their color in a bowl. I know that's what it says on the package, but I do it right out of the jar. Because I'm a rebel. I don't like rules, so I do it my own way. Okay. And you have to make sure that you move the hair around a little bit, okay, so that you can get it completely saturated. Because otherwise, you will miss some spots and it won't look the greatest. It'll look silly, is what I meant to say. Okay. Okay, so that should just about do it. And then this is the fold. So one side and the other side. And then you just flip it up about halfway. And then once you get to this part, kind of flip it right at the roots. That way you're not going to get any of the color anywhere. And just ta-da, squish it to your head. There you go. And now you can start your next chunk. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope that was helpful. If you guys have any other, or if you have any questions or any other comments or even suggestions, if you guys have maybe an even more fantastic way of doing this, Feel free to comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear all of your feedback. And one of the next videos I post, you'll see the finished product, I guess, and you can tell me what you think. So bye, guys. Have fun dyeing your hair.